Hey, Blue Table fans, Spencer here, bringing you our fall blowout on our web store. What we're doing is all pre-owned items are going to be 10% off the price listed, and all the items you see here on this table are going to be 15% off. These are specialty things we decided that we think you guys should really have. We're going to start over here with lot 1091. It is a orc Death Dread that we did up a long time ago, and it's just amazing. The paint job's great. I believe Mason worked on this, and it's just really cool. It's big and it's hefty, and of course it has a dead Space Marine. So next up we have lot 1941. This is a Forge World model from their Warhammer Forge line. It's one of the Chaos Lords on a mutated fell beast of some kind. I don't remember the exact name, but it's a really cool model, as you expect from Forge World, and of course painted up to just a great standard. And really, you need one. It just looks so good, and it'd be a great commander for your Warriors of Chaos army. Next we have lot 4200. These are some Khorne Terminators. These have been converted, and they also have the Forge World World Eater conversion bits on them. And these are painted up obviously really nicely. Lots of great detail. The Forge World bits just add a ton of character, and they're just really cool looking. All right, over here we have lot 4464. This is a unit of 10 incubi for the Dark Eldar. Really nicely done paint job. All the details are picked out. These are the metal ones. They are not fine cast, so they're a little more durable. I really like the incubi model. I think they look really cool. Their giant two-handed swords are just really neat, and these guys just look brutal. Next is lot 4316. These are some Dark Eldar Hellions we painted up, matching the style of the incubi you just saw. These guys are really cool. Can always use a little extra if you want. We are more than glad to add some more details to them. But they've got all the basics picked out. They've got really nice base work done, and they just look really amazing as you'd expect. Next up we have lot 5270. This is a Eldar Warlock on jet bike conversion. This thing is simply amazing. The paint job is just phenomenal. All the details are picked out. Everything looks great. It's got a lot of metal parts to it, so it's nice and weighty. The basing is really well done, and it's got some really cool freehand work done on both the front of the bike and on the banners. We also have lot 5269, which is another Warlock on jet bike. This one has a power sword, which has that cool lightning effect going on there. Much like the other one, he's got a lot of freehand work, especially on his banners. That cloak you see on his back, that's all green stuff, so that's completely custom. Lots of conversion. Again, metal parts, so it's nice and weighty. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall over, and it's got a lot of heft to it. Next we have lot 5220. This is a Dark Eldar Raider that was sent in to us. This thing is amazing. I love the work on the side of the hull, the sort of orange glow you see there. All the crew are painted up really nicely. It's got some really nice work done on the sail and on the banners, and everything about it is just fantastic. And I really like that color scheme for Dark Eldar. Next up we have a Necron Dune Scythe. This is painted up by BTP. It's this nice orange and white, a very stark contrast of color. Everything about it is, as you expect, really well done, painted up by us. The weapons are magnetized, so you do have the option of swapping those out. And it's just really cool. It's a nice hefty model, and all the details. And again, I just love the color scheme. It's very vibrant. We've lot 4201, which is some more Khorne Terminators. Again, these have Forge World parts, and they have been converted with other bits. These guys look amazing. There's so much to these models, and the Forge World parts add just more details to be picked out, including on the shoulder pads there. You can see the World Eater logo and stuff like that. These guys would make a great complement if you're doing a Khorne themed Chaos Space Marine army. Here we've lot 5219. This is another Dark Eldar Raider, painted up in the same scheme as the one we showed you previously. Again, I really like it. It's a good contrast with the sort of molten coloring. The crew is done up real nice. Again, Sale has some really nice work done on it, and it just all comes together so well. All right, here's lot 4312. This is another unit of Hellions. These were also painted up by us here at BTP. Very, very cool, much darker red than the other ones. These guys go really well with the two Raiders you've seen, and they're just really neat. I actually really like the Hellion models. They're very dynamic. And of course, if you do buy these, we would be glad to add some more to them if you are interested in doing that. All right, over here we have lot 6739. This is one I actually really, really like. This is a Corn Blood Crusher painted up in this cool icy blue coloring. I think it's really neat. It's a good departure from the usual red, and it all came together really, really well. There's a lot of little details on this guy. On the back of his legs there, he's got all sorts of little details. His sword is very nicely done. The base on the Blood Crusher is actually really cool too. So if you're looking for a good leader model for an alternate color scheme Khorne Demons army, I highly suggest picking this guy up. Here we have lot 4782. This is a Lizardmen Saurus Old Blood. This guy was painted up by us here at BTP, and he is awesome. The Lizardmen models are just so cool, and they have so many nice little details on them that it really lets us show off our work, and it lets us get into those little grooves and just make the models really pop. He's painted up to a level 5, so this guy would make an absolutely amazing leader to your army. Next we have lot 884. This is one of my personal favorites in the store. This is the Sinwall Dragon from Confrontation. This thing is just awesome. Anybody who's familiar with the old Confrontation line knows the models were insanely detailed, and this guy is no exception. He's really cool, and he's been painted up in this really neat blue and purple scheme, and he's just amazing. He's a solid chunk of metal. This thing has been out of print for years on end now, so it's really hard to find one, and it's even harder to find one this well painted for as good of a price as you're going to get through us. Next we have lot 3568. This is a Vampire Counts Mortis engine that we painted up. It's got really, really nice details, lots of OSL on it, and lots of spectral effects going on. The basing has snow on it, which is something you don't see too often, but just all the little details on this thing make it really pop, and the color contrast is just really, really awesome on it. Next we have lot 4519. This is a High Elf Hero on Griffin. This is the one from the Isle of Blood set, but this has been painted up by BTP. I believe this is to a level 5. So if you're looking for a really cool commander for your High Elf army, this guy is a great way to do it. There's a really cool effect on the top of the wings there where it's kind of a shimmery, multicolored effect, and I think that looks really, really neat, and it ties in really well with the High Elf sort of aesthetic and theme that they usually have going for him. And of course the rider has all of his details picked out, his banner's got some freehand work on it, and he just looks really awesome, and it's a great combination. Next up is lot 5833. This is a Tyrannid Hive Tyrant. This has been painted up by the client who sent it in to us. It's also got completely custom basing, as you see there. The wings on it are massive. Everything's been hit up really nice with just the right amount of colors to make it sort of pop. The blue, black, and green is a very good contrast. I think it works really well. And he just looks really cool. So if you're looking to start some Tyrannids and you like that color scheme, which, I mean, why wouldn't you? This is a great place to start. So next we have lot 5273. This is another Eldar Warlock or Autarch on jet bike. Again, lots of really nice freehanding work with the striping on there. His cloak is green stuffed on. All the details are picked out, and he looks really cool. And jet bikes are so good in 6th edition that really you should get as many as you possibly can. This is lot 5274. This is an Autarch on a jet bike. He's got a lot more detail on him. He's got all this white striping on the front of the bike, and it looks really, really cool. He's got freehand work on his banners again. All the detail is there. He's just covered in little details that have been picked out. His shining spear, or singing spear, whatever it's called, I can't remember, is really cool too. It's a power weapon, so it's got that cool sort of lightning effect on it. And of course, all the little details you can see there on his gauntlet, little white striping and stuff like that. So this guy would make a great leader for an Eldar army if you want to do a jet bike theme. And lastly, we have Lot 5272, which is another Warlock or Autarch on jet bike. You can run them as either or. Again, the completely custom green stuffed cape. He's got a lot of customization going on with different bits being used. His sword is really cool. I believe that's from the Howling Banshees kit, and he just looks really neat. And again, with bikes being so good, there's no reason not to want to take at least a few of these guys, and they make a really cool unit leader just on their own.